this all set up. All right, so make sure you can see my mat. You can see me, although you won't be looking at me to start. We are going to start on our backs. So we'll just lie down for a moment and bring that alignment into our body. Very, very similar to the alignment that we would find when we're standing. And the floor really helps to take us into a place where we don't actually have to work towards that. So, you know, your feet can be a little bit apart. Let the toes splay out. Turn your palms to face up. You know, in the morning, you know, maybe we're not so inclined to close our eyes. So if you just want to let the eyes kind of glaze over a little bit, that's just fine. Let's see if you can, you know, make yourself like 5% more comfortable, however that is in your body. And then once you find that spot, completely surrender to it. So completely allow the muscles to just soften into their space, the bones, the joints, whatnot. And from there, then you can explore the texture of your breath, smoothness of your breath, and allowing the breath to really take you and keep you into this moment. Just a focused practice in just pranayama and breathing will do a world of good for your body. It's incredibly healing on many levels. And it lends to that sense of wellness that we get or that we feel in a yoga practice. A lot of that is the breathing. On your next inhale, reach your right arm up over your head. So just extend it nice and long and flex your left foot. So your left leg and your right arm are a little active and a little strong. So it's like a spinal balance done on your back. And then gently release the right arm down and relax your left leg, your left ankle. And then inhale, reach the left arm up, flex the right foot. Just get active and long here. And then exhale, breathing, relax them both down. And then continue with that. Right arm, slide the left heel forward. Well done. Bring it back down. And then left arm and right leg. And now continue with that. Bringing a little breath, little movement, and actually a little coordination. It's okay if you have to stop and think about it. And if you wind up doing the same side, don't worry. You won't be in balance the rest of your life. It's quite all right. We're just working, you know, yoga is a practice of balancing dualities in the body, and so many cool energetic properties to that. But then certainly the physical properties like we're exploring now. And that's good for us. That's good to train our body. It's actually good to keep our nervous system sharp and to just give us good proprioception into the left and the right sides of the body. Take it one more time, whatever side that might be. And then relax everything once again. Bring the right knee into your chest, interlace your fingers, and grab the right leg, pull the knee down towards the shoulder, and just give yourself a little hip stretch here. Kind of roll the hip a little left and right a bit. Start to get a little juicy feeling, sensation, pressure into the hip. Do keep your left leg grounded as you do this, and your back as completely flat on the floor as you can. Very nice. Switch legs, take the right leg down, bring the left leg up, interlace the fingers. Hold the shin if you have to. You can hold underneath the knee, that's not wrong. You'll probably get a little bit of a better, kind of a little bit of a stronger sensation though, if you can hold on top. And then relax the left hip. Don't let it clench against the pressure that you're applying to it. Keep the right leg well grounded, the chin slightly tucked. You want to make sure you're not looking behind you. Good. Now release your left leg and bring your both arms up overhead. Take an inhale. And then exhale, bring the right knee into your chest. Grab the knee, lift the head, bring the nose towards the knee. Little abdominal crunch. Inhale, breathing, extend them out. Exhale, pull the left knee in, grab it with your hands, lift the head, nose to knee. And then inhale, breathing, release. And now we'll continue that on both sides of the body, starting to wake up a tiny, tiny bit into the core. You can always make it a loose grip on the left leg so that you can use more abdominal strength to lift the head and the chest up. Same thing with the right leg, right? As we go back and forth, bringing some gentle movement, little heat into the body, and a connection with our breathing. Take one more on each side. Very nice. And then when you're done with that, place your both feet down on the floor. Bring your feet down on the floor. Dynamic bridges, right? Love this one. Arms by your side. Palms are facing down. We'll take an inhale and now lift the hips and the arms up over the head. Really stretch. Hold this one just to start. I want you to feel or not feel your neck getting compressed. So see if you can keep a little softness. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, but press the shoulder blades down to help lift the hips up and even the back up a little bit more. Your arms can be a little engaged as well. It's quite a strong posture. And then slowly roll everything down, including your arms, getting nice and deep into your upper and middle back. That's so rewarding. And now one breath per movement. We inhale and we lift up. Power through the legs a little tiny bit. Good. And exhale, breathing. Lower down. Good. And then continue with this. Again, maybe not so much working with my words or with my movement, but with your own body, particularly, maybe practicing outside is a nice thing to do. I think it is, weather permitting. I'll stay inside for now, right? Maybe outdoors can be good. That's great, particularly if you're taking this at some other time than when it's being delivered this morning. Take one more of these, lifting up. Good, reaching the arms all the way over your head. And then exhale, breathing. Very nice, pulling it in. Beautiful. Bring your both knees into your chest. Hold each knee lightly with each hand, and then take little egg beaters. Little circular motion with your hips, right? See if you can, here's where we always wish we had longer arms, right? So that you could maybe get a bigger circle with the knees. But you know what? There's nothing the matter with what is happening right here, even though it might not be your full range of motion. The purpose is to just bring movement. I can feel a little crunchy, a few things happening in my hips this morning. It's good. Warming them up before they have to strengthen. To hold those up, let's take that in the other direction. Nice little circles the other way with the legs, pulling it in, opening it out. Well done. 2 more times in this direction. Love this hip stretch here. Very nice. And then hold underneath your knees, bring your chin into your chest, and roll yourself up to a seat, right? So we're taking a seat with our legs extended out in front of us. So a true Dandasana is one in which we want to sit almost in front of our hips. Sometimes with tight hamstrings, we tend to sit back, and that puts a lot of pressure and some not good stuff on our back. So we want to roll a little forward. Now, if rolling a little forward isn't good, you can always bend your knees. Maybe there's a pillow or something you can put underneath your knees to soften the legs. Right? Let's take the right hand out to the right, place it on the ground, reach your left arm up and take a side bend. Now with your right hand, push your left hip down into the ground and get very long through your left arm. I want you to feel your left arm, your left side body starting to open up. Flex your feet, press your legs into the floor, and get your left lung to lift up away from the hips, getting a little bit deeper into that side of the body. Good. We'll go to the other side. Take the left hand down and bring the right arm up. You can slide that left arm as far out to the side. You can bend the elbow. Maybe the elbow comes towards the floor. Yeah, little options like that. Keep the right hip pressed down and reach nice and long through your right fingertips. Keep the arm back a bit so that your chest stays open and the spine gets into this sideways position. Very nice. Bring yourself back up. Place your fingertips on the floor behind you. Dig into the tips of the fingers and lift the chest up. It's like a fish pose. Now tilt your chin up towards the ceiling and let your throat stretch out. Not necessarily dropping the head back, but kind of jutting the chin up and letting the front part of the sternum all the way up to the chin get its little stretch. Nice. Reach your arms up over your head, big inhale here, and now dive forward over your legs, and we'll just take a nice little opening to the back side of the body. This is not going to be your deepest expression, certainly not at the beginning of the practice, the beginning of the day, or the early part of the day, I should say. So allow yourself, give yourself permission to find its own range without judgment and without a whole lot of thought. Just let your body come into its own natural state here. And then with the mind kind of clear and free and just fine with this moment and this stretch, begin to explore what a little bit of breathing would feel like. A little compressed in the belly, perhaps. So these aren't going to be your deepest breaths, but so be it. That is fine. All right, we'll take about 3 more breaths here. Even letting your head hang and getting into the upper part of your neck, just letting these parts of the body open up. Good. Last breath here. Very nice. And then bring yourself up to a seat. So now, again, take your hands behind you, okay? Lean back a bit and bend your knees. Place your feet on the floor. Drop your knees over to the right. Push into your arms and turn your chest to the left. Come into this little twist, little twisting action into the left hip. Very good, or into the lower spine, a little stretch into the left hip. Good. And then go the other way, lift up, drop the knees over to the left, and then turn your chest. It's kind of a little bit of a pin-up pose, right? A little bit of a gland shot here. Turning your chest over to the right as the knees go over to your left. Just get this twist into the spine. Very nice. Good. Come back to the center. All right, feet stay flat on the floor. Walk them in a little bit closer to each other. Don't walk your heels in too, I don't want your heels too close to your hips. You can turn your fingers out to the sides or back. Let's lift up into a table pose. So now, hello arms, hello triceps. Good. Squeeze the shoulders together or the shoulder blades together and lift your hips up high. So starting to get into the front part of the pelvis, your hamstrings, all sorts of random muscles gotta come together to make this pose happen. Well done. You can look up towards the ceiling, push down through the feet and through the hands and lift everything up a little higher and then slowly release down. Good. Take your hips down to the floor, bring your hands behind your knees, walk your legs in together. Keep your spine nice and long, but lean it back and pick up your feet for a modified Navasana pose. Navasana is open pose. Reach your arms forward, keep your chest in, keep your belly, your chest lifted, your belly in, shoulders are down, maybe straighten out your legs if you have that, right, in your range of motion. And from this, we'll take it to a stand. So roll onto your back, and then roll forward and all the way up into a standing position. And if you have to use your hands to help you get up, that's perfectly okay. All right. So at the top of our mats, there we go. We're in our feet a couple of inches apart into a mountain pose. Done. Nice to get a little ground base to warm up here. Let's reach the arms up over our head, lift through your side body. Get nice and long, and then exhale, take a forward fold. Drop your head and drop your chest. Well done. Good. Let your head hang. If you'd like, you can grab your elbows here and dangle a bit, bending your knees and letting the chest rest on your thighs. We'll let the back open up a bit, let the head and the chest hang down as well. Good. Swaying a little bit so that your low back can start to kind of find some freedom and open up. Nice. Release your elbows, bend your knees, drop your hips, a modified chair pose. Just reach your arms forward here. Sit your hips down a little bit lower, let your back muscles become engaged, and then inhale, breathing, stand all the way up, and exhale, breathing, bring your hands to your heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, breathing, arms up overhead, and exhale, breathing, forward fold, come on down. Nice. Inhale, breathing, chair pose, right? And then exhale, breathing, stand all the way up. Bring your hands to your heart center. A little bit different. Inhale, breathing, arms up. Exhale, breathing, forward fold. Come down. Inhale, breathing, chair pose. Now bring your arms up over your head. Exhale, breathing, bring your chest down over your thighs. Keep your knees bent like downhill skier. Put the weight into your heels. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, breathing, just take your arms and your chest up. Feel your back engage. Exhale, breathing, bring it on down. Good. Again, inhale, breathing, arms up, chest up. Exhale, breathing, take it back down. Now interlace your hands behind your back and straighten your legs. Take a forward fold this way. Yoga Mudra, pull your knuckles away from your low back. Let your chest open up, let your shoulders open up, allow your head to hang. Taking the weight a little bit forward into your toes, the whole back side of the body starts to open up. Well done. Bring your hands down on the floor and step your right leg to the back of the mat. Come into a runner's lunge. Drop down into your left hip. Reach your spine forward. Take an inhale here. Exhale, straighten your left leg and bring your nose towards your left knee. And then inhale, breathing, come back to the runner's lunge. Good. Exhale, pyramid pose, both legs straight, nose to knee. Inhale, breathing, back to the lunge. Nice, one more time. Exhale here. And then inhale into the lunge pose. Put the right knee down on the floor. Take your right hand off to the side, off to the right side, and pick up your left arm. Let your right hip drop down a bit as you turn your chest towards your left knee. So there's probably a little bit of space between the chest and knee. This is a very freeing pose because you can get a lot of space in your spine relative to your hips. If you want a little bit more, good Robin, bend the back leg and reach for the foot with your left hand. So coming into quite a bit of a killer quad stretch. Very nice. Downward facing dog. Release what you've got. Place your hands down on the floor in front and step your leg back into the dog posture. Good. And it might be met with some movement. You know, walking the dog or pedaling your feet, the action of bending one knee and straightening out your other leg. Letting the heel come closer to the floor and taking the stretch a little bit more up into the side body. And keeping your tailbone lifting up, your spine nice and long. Fingers spread wide. Relax the head and the neck and explore the breath in your downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, breathing, put your knees down on the floor, tap back into a child's pose. You can make this one as soft and as gentle as you'd like. You're more interested in getting the knee flexion and the stretch in the ankles here. The back is already well warmed up, but let your head and your chest come down to whatever's comfortable. Sometimes I like to shift a little bit left and right. Again, really soft, juicy ways of getting into the joints of our lower body. A nice way of moving and opening up into the legs. Good. Last breath here. And then reach the arms out in front and let's come back to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up into the air. Inhale, lift and stretch your leg all the way up towards the ceiling. And then step the right foot up in between your hands, coming into the runner's lunge on this side. So having hands on blocks can be useful. Maybe lightly balancing on your fingertips is fine for you. Straighten your back leg, drop into your front hip. Take an inhale here. Exhale, straighten the front leg and bring your nose toward the right knee. And then inhale, breathing, come back to the lunge. Good. Exhale, breathing, nose to knee. Good. Inhale, breathing, back to the lunge. Continue. Exhale, straighten the leg. You can even flex the right foot if you'd like. And inhale, breathing, back to the lunge. One more time. Exhale, breathing here. And inhale, breathing, runner's lunge. Place the left knee down on the floor. Walk your left hand way out to the left. Pick up your right arm. Let your left hip drop down towards the floor a bit. Just give yourself all the space across your chest and into your hips a bit. Optionally would be bending the back leg and reaching for the foot with your hand. Saying hello to the quad and just giving yourself a whole lot more. Going on. All right, one more breath. We'll take this one to the top of the mat. So release the foot, bring your hands back on either side of the right foot and step the left foot up. Inhale, breathing, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, breathing, and you fold. Inhale, breathing, sweep it all the way up. Reach up, touch the sky or the ceiling, whatever is overhead. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Good. Inhale, breathing, arms up. We'll lead with the left leg. Exhale, breathing, a little different. Forward fold, come down. Inhale, left leg steps to the back of the mat. Place the knee down. Lift up, low crescent lunge. Now, turn your palms to face forward. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees, okay? Pull the arms back and lift your chest up. So you're kind of squeezing the tips of your shoulder blades into your upper back. It's a huge chest opener. Keep the elbows forward, right? The hands go back. The arms pull back to open up the chest. You actually start to lean back a little tiny bit. Well done. And then from here, straighten your arms and get into your lats and into your upper spine. Beautiful. Put your hands down on the floor, downward facing dog. Inhale, breathing, plank pose. Come forward into plank, onto the tops of your toes, pulling your belly in. Good. Exhale, breathing, lower all the way down to the floor. Release your feet. Baby cobra. Lift your chest up. Don't have to go far. When you lift the chest up, lift the shoulders up. Let all the muscles, not only in your lower back, but start even into your mid and upper back, engage to lift the chest up. Lower down and return to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up into the air. Inhale, breathing. Lift and stretch your leg back and up. Exhale, step the foot forward in between your hands. Place the right knee down. Lift yourself up, low lunge. Same thing, turn your palms forward. Start bending your elbows. When you bend your elbows, drop the shoulders down even more. Pull your arms back and lean your upper body back. So all of a sudden it's like arm and chest, and you find things in your upper body in this pose. Look up towards the ceiling or the sky. Keep the arms pulled back. Starting to engage behind the heart, certainly opening up the heart as a whole. Now straighten your arms, turn the palms to face each other, reach the fingertips back, good. And then place the hands down on the floor and step the foot up to the front of the mat. Good. Take your feet out towards the edges of your mat here. Place your hands on your outer hips and bring yourself up to a stand. Very nice. Inhale, breathing, arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers and flip your palms to face up towards the ceiling. Go over to the right. Push your pelvis forward. Squeeze your leg muscles and get long into the left side body. Good. Come on up. Go to the other side. Take the stretch now on the right side of the body, pressing through the palms here. Good. And then inhale, breathing, lift up. Bring your hands to your heart center. All right. Walk your feet in a little closer together. Nice. And we'll start by stepping the right leg back for warrior one pose. So right leg goes back a bit. Stay facing forward. Bend into your left knee and reach your arms up. Generally, when you come into the pose, you might find subtle kind of corrections as to where you want to place your feet. Good. You should be in mostly a heel-to-heel alignment, though a little wider is okay. And the leg is, the pose is determined by the ease in the breath, the length in the spine, and then the length in your back leg, your right leg. So get that leg straight, solid, and strong. Once you have all three of those, then you bend your front leg a little bit more. You might have to pull your belly in a little bit more to make that happen as well. Good. Let the side body get long and let the low body get strong. 2 more breaths here. Stay with it. Firm up the back leg. Reach up through the crown of the head and through your fingertips. And then place your hands on your hips. Straighten your left leg. And then turn yourself to the right here. So you're in this wide-legged standing position. Okay. Reach the arms out to the sides. Open up the chest. And take a forward fold. Come down. Put your hands down on the floor. Turn your fingers the other way. And walk your hands back through your legs. Either staying on the palms of your hands or coming onto your fingertips. Let the head and the chest drop down. Good. Tailbone lifting up into the air. Good. Side body getting nice and long. Well done. Squeeze your legs just a little tiny bit. Shift the weight a little forward. Finding a little bit of a deeper expression here. Nice. Now with your hands, grab your ankles, right, from the front, not from the back. Grab them from the front. Lift your chest up a little bit. And now bend your right leg. Bend your right knee a bit. Get a little bit more into the left hip. And then bend the left. So shifting your hips left and right. Good. Try and stay lifted and away from your legs as you do this. Letting the inner thighs get a little bit more opened up. Well done. One more breath here. Right, to each side. And then settle back into the center. Sweep the arms out to the sides and stand up. Turn your left toes towards the front of your mat. Triangle pose. Take a side body bend forward. Bring your left hand down to your left shin. Reach the right arm up. Push the pelvis forward and open up your chest. Get this twisting action in the spine. Don't make triangle too much of a backward bend. It should be more of a twist. Firm up your legs. Again, your back leg. Reach the arm well up into the air. Navel in. Breath is present. Look up if you'd like to, although you're perfectly welcome to look down. Reverse your triangle. Slide the back of your right hand across your low back. Lift up through your left arm. Firm up through your legs. Take the torso back, away from your left foot. Press your left foot into the floor. Good. Lunge twist. As we do, take your hands all the way down to the front of the mat. Spin on the ball of your right foot. Pick up your left arm. Open up, twist. There we go. And vinyasa. Left hand comes down. Left leg goes back to plank pose and lower down. Maybe chaturanga today. To upward facing dog. Arms straight, thighs lifted, shoulders back. And back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, walk your feet up a tiny bit, okay? So try and keep the down dog shape, though you might get your heels a little closer to the floor. With your right hand, reach back and grab your right leg. Maybe it's your calf, maybe it's your ankle. Okay? And then very gently start to take your left leg and lift it up into the air behind you. Now press your right leg into your right hand. That tension will give you balance in which you can take your left leg well up behind you. Very nice. Push into your left hand. And then release. Left foot comes down. Right hand comes forward. All right. Here we go. Other side. Left hand, reach back for the left leg. And then slowly, right leg lifts up. Nice. Reaching through the bottom of the foot as we balance once again this asymmetrical right hand, left leg thing, keeping us balanced. Yeah. And then bring the right foot down, bring the left hand back forward, look forward, and just walk up to the mat. A strong Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your chest up nice and long and strong. And exhale, breathing. Hold that down. Inhale, stand all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Good. All right, other side. So now we'll take the left leg, step it back. Forward facing warrior, warrior one pose, hips are forward. Good. Start bending into your front right leg, firm up your back leg, lift the arms up. There's a lot going on in this pose. Brilliant, brilliant posture. It is number one. Right? You know, notice the difference. I certainly noticed the difference between the two sides. It's more challenging. So the work is a little bit different. The breath has to be more present when I'm approached with something that is challenging. Now is not the time to check out. Right? Here's where the yoga really turns on, when maybe the body is a little resistant. If that's the case, and if it's not this, it'll be something else. Happens to us all. Firm up the arms, lift up through the chest, reach up through the fingertips, through the crown of the head. Right? Find the line in the back leg, straight, solid, strong. Belly is in, chest up. 2 more breaths here. Warrior one, wonderful posture. 1 more breath. Nice. Place your hands on your hips. Straighten your right leg. Turn yourself over to the left. Good. So a little goddess pose here. Turn your toes out, your heels in. Good. If you need to lean forward on your legs, that's fine. Bend your knees and drop your hips down. Just be mindful of your knees. And again, finding the depth. Good. That works for you. Holding up your chest, hips drop down. Sometimes swaying a little bit like we did earlier in the forward fold. Right? Maybe finding something else in the body. Right, let the hips drop down, keep the back flat, keep the chest lifted. And a couple more breaths here. And then gently stand up. Good. And then just kind of scoot the heels out, the toes in, so a little bit more of a proper stance. And I want you to come down. Put your hands on the floor, right underneath your shoulders in front of you. And then walk your hands forward. So you'll be off your mat into a wide-legged downward facing dog. And then with the power of your arms, push your hips well up behind you. Let the head and the chest drop down. You might even take your hands a little wider. If you just want to get a little bit more into your shoulders and your upper chest. Love this pose. Right? Giving yourself such freedom in the spine. This is a good way to get backward bending into your spine, even though which is a difficult thing to do. It can be a little challenging, but just to get that kind of extension. And then walk your hands back. Love that. Place your hands on your outer hips, thighs, and please bring yourself up to a stand. All right. Triangle pose, turn your right toes forward, slide your left heel back. Bring your arms out parallel and reach forward over your right foot. Bring your right hand down towards your right shin, ankle, maybe it's around your knee. Then open up your chest. Twist the spine, physically twist it. Notice that sensation instead of just overarching. And you want to be careful you don't get too much into your lower back, into the triangle posture. Belly pulls in, reach the arms apart, open up your chest. Good. Reach up through your left fingertips and maybe look up if you like, down if you have to. It's okay. And then reverse it. Slide the back of your left hand across your low back. A good little shoulder stretch for your left arm. Reach the right arm all the way up into the air. Push away from your right foot. Give yourself more space. Good. Lunge twist. Start to bend your right leg. Spiral the hands down. Pick up the ball of your left foot. And then reach your right arm up into the air. Open up your chest. Vinyasa. Right hand comes down. right leg goes back. Good. Lower down. I'm going to lower down to the ground. Take a cobra pose. Lift my chest. And then come back down and back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, bring your feet up to your hands. Good. Inhale, breathing, lift your head and your heart. Exhale, breathing, and you fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Nice. We'll take a little tree pose. We'll work a little bit of our arms in a tree. So we'll start standing on the left leg and take the sole of the foot to the inside of your leg. I have mine right around my calf, right? Hips are slightly forward. Don't let them kind of jut out to the left a bit. Hold your left hip underneath you. Good. And then take your arms up over your head, bend them, and reach for your elbows. Good. And now pull the arms up and back. Yeah. And all of a sudden, you're going to get like 3 inches taller. Push your left foot down into the ground. Pull the belly in. Reach up through the crown of your head. Notice how you're grabbing your elbows. We'll try and grab them the other way when we come to the other leg. Now, take your right leg and just lift it up in front of you with the knee bent. Grab the right knee with the right hand and reach your left arm up. Good. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Feel the back engage. Holding yourself up, the strength of your left leg. Good. Now bring your right arm up as well. And then extend your right leg parallel to the floor out in front of you. And then release. Hands to your heart and right leg comes down. Other side. Standing on your right leg. Take the sole of your left foot. Maybe to the inside of the right calf, or maybe above the knee, if possible. All right. Arms over your head, grab your elbows the other way, if that's available. Lift up. Good. Side body nice and long, spine nice and long, hips slightly forward. Belly pulls in. Nice. Chin is up, breathe, and balance. Good. Now reach for your left knee with your left hand. Bring your right arm up. Good. Firm up the leg, reach up through the fingertips. Bring your left arm up by your ear as well. Straighten your left leg. Try not to lean back, parallel to the floor. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Left leg comes down. Inhale, breathing, arms up. Exhale, breathing, and forward fold, come down. Nice. Half lift, inhale. Step into all fours. Bring your feet back and place your knees down on the floor. Good. Roll through a few cats and cows here. Letting your spine start to a little bit more movement, right? Certainly after holding the chest up. The warrior one and the balancing pose, moving your back maybe a little bit more than you might think you are. And then from here, Anahata. So I like to walk to the back of my mat just so that I stay on my mat. Keep your hips directly over your knees. Reach your hands out to the front corners of the mat and drop the head, the face, and the chest down towards the ground. Nice. Different various ways of finding backward bends into the body. Very nice. Push down evenly through your hands. Right. Let the chest come down. The upper back open. The arms stretch out. Nice. 3 more breaths. Last breath. And then bring your hands right next to your face. Use the strength of your arms to push yourself up. Very, very good. Again, coming onto our back. So take your feet out in front. So certainly after that kind of a backward bend, it just feels nice. It does feel nice to let the spine find its natural alignment in a supported way. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Let's thread the needle. Give ourselves one last little hip stretch here into the right hip for the most part. Good. Rolling your hips down, good. Keeping your back flat. Nice. You might have to flex your right foot a little tiny bit if that's a little too much. On your knee, good. You don't have to kill this. Some people just put the left foot down on the floor as I am demonstrating and just angle the leg over on the top. That's maybe all the stretch that you need. Sometimes you can hold underneath your left knee as well. That can give you a little bit more space if that's needed. Keep the shoulders down, keep the back flat. Let the right hip open up. Right foot stays flexed. Nice. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. And then release. Yeah, place the foot down. Place the right foot down next to the left and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And now we go to the other side. Reach through, grab the shin underneath your knee, or maybe as I am doing here, maybe this is all you have today, at least on this side. Flex the left foot, let the left leg open out. Yeah, towards that side just a little tiny bit. Unclench the left hip. Again, don't resist this. Kind of soften the hips. And you'll find yourself moving a little slower, but actually a little deeper into the stretch. You're retraining the muscles, creating new patterns in the body. Huge benefit of the yoga pose. Keeps us from getting stale by our repetitive movements and thoughts. Right? We can go that far in your yoga practice. That's what meditation does. Right? 2 more breaths here. And now gently release and bring your both knees into your chest. Good. Nice. Press the low back down a little tiny bit. So bring your feet on the floor and just slide your hips a tiny bit over to the right. It helps to align the spine up for a twist. Then bring the both knees back into the chest. And from here, take the both knees and drop them over to the left. Reach your arms out to the sides, particularly the right arm. They can be soft, they can be even slightly bent, but do try and get your upper back completely flat on the floor. Let the spine ring out, right shoulder down. Turn your head to the right. Belly relaxes. I gaze to the right, fingers can curl a little tiny bit. It's a deep pose. Deep pose, let yourself settle into it. You can even start to close your eyes. We're cruising towards our little rest, our Shavasana here. Let the belly and the back soften a bit. One more breath. And come back up. Yeah. Place your feet back down. Now slide the hips slightly to the left. Yeah. Bring the knees into the chest and drop them towards your right. So you can bring them up towards, as high up towards your right arm as possible, or as I'm demonstrating, You can kind of keep them a little bit away. You're still getting the twist in the spine. You'll get a deeper twist if the knees are up higher towards your right arm, but you'll get a more of a whole spine twist if the knees are a little further away, and that can be nice too. Letting the joints come into the shape. All those muscles that surround our back really get just flushed and almost wrung out, if you will. Very healthy for the spine. May we never have back problems. Anything that inhibits our, our lives, our livelihoods. It's good on many levels to promote a good quality of life. 3 more breaths here. And let's rest. So, recenter kind of your body, if you will. And if you want to keep your arms a little wide, you can. Maybe find a happy spot a little closer to the body. Let them soften, right? Let everything soften. And then close your eyes. We'll take a few moments of collective silence here and enjoy this very important posture, Shavasana. Make the next breath a little deeper. Then your last breath, bring a little movement, just rolling the head a little bit, swivel the shoulders, fingers, toes. Take your arms over your head, sweep them up overhead, and find that length that we did right at the beginning of class when we reach through the fingers and flex through the foot. Do them both now, everything at the same time. And then bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Well-deserved hug. That was nice. Roll along the low back. And then as you're ready, kind of bring yourself up to your seat, your yoga seated position. Right. Familiar and comfortable. Grateful that we can come into a simple pose like this and hold it a bit. Hold ourselves up, hold our minds clear, free. Activity that we brought into our physical body. It's such a blessing. Thank you for joining in this morning. Let's take our arms up over our heads. Eke out your last little stretch here.
And then place your hands together, bring them in front of your heart, take your chin to your chest. Thank you for joining in now or whenever it is that you are taking in this class. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. The salutation in Sanskrit, definition of namaste. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you both. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Stay cool, stay well, stay healthy. Thank you.